There's been a little bit of an update to the Marion Miller case, and for anyone that's not seen the past videos, Marion Miller is a feminist activist who has had a lot of run-ins with trans people in the past, and basically I feel the term that they would refer to her as is a TERF. She's known for it, and basically she has been arrested and charged for a series of homophobic and transphobic tweets, allegedly, which means they are just tweets. She is allowed to be offensive or hateful because that is her protected rights. So, once again, the Scottish courts are violating human rights and they just get away with it. A feminist activist has appeared in court accused of sending homophobic and transphobic tweets. And some of the things that at least that I've been aware of is the alleged transphobic tweets have been to trans people who Marion has reminded that they are not really female. So that's, yeah, that is spicy. Marion Miller, 50, allegedly behaved in a threatening or abusive manner between October and June within the Glasgow area and in Rutherglen, South Lanarkshire. Prosecutor states she repeatedly posted content on social media that was of a homophobic and transphobic nature. Miss Miller from Airdrie made no plea at Glasgow Sheriff Court. Miss Miller works for Women Scotland, a group that brought a legal challenge against the Scottish Government in January over its definition of women in an act to improve gender representation on public boards. It is claimed she posted a photograph on social media of a sign where a named Scots actor was working at the time. The charge also alleges she wrote personal and false information relating to a female police constable on social media. Now, one of the things that she was getting, and this shows you how hard that the police have to reach to get these like nonsense trumped up charges, is she posted a picture of a ribbon that had been hung on a fence, and it was, about her feminist activist group. And allegedly, people were saying that the ribbon looked like a noose, and apparently, her posting this picture was a threat to trans people. And I have seen the picture, and good lord, it is a reach. It is a reach to try and say that she was trying to threaten trans people with death with that image. But it's the Scottish police, it's the Scottish courts, it's what they do. So what they do, we love jailing people for nonsense that we made up. Stalinist trials. They used to say, "No, these are the real thoughts that were in your head when you did this thing, and even though we've got no proof of the thoughts that were in your head, we're going to convict you of it anyway." Welcome to the Scottish justice system. The offence is said to have been aggravated by prejudice related to sexual orientation. The accused was represented by SNP MP Joanna Cherry, and Joanna Cherry is someone who has. She's still an MP. I think she's still in the SNP, but the SNP really don't want her to be there. There's a whole lot of drama there. I'm amazed that she's still in the party. I'm amazed that she's not been punted out, even though a lot of the higher ups would really love to see her punted out. The QC told the court, "I would like to go ahead to continue without a plea due to three reasons. The first is practical. Miss Miller only saw the complaint with charges from the Crown 10 minutes prior to this hearing." Fucking hell, kangaroo already. It's only just started as well. The second is that the communication charges are not compatible with guidelines, so it's not appropriate to plead with. The third is it has raised serious questions about Miss Miller's European human rights, and obviously referring to Article 10 of the European Convention of Human Rights, which protects your fundamental right to freedom of speech. However, despite what a lot of people and what the judge and what other stuff said, we did also make that argument in court. However, you need to get the point hammered in. Scottish courts don't care about your human rights. They don't care. They want to convict people of these things, to send a message so that they can have a chilling effect over the country so everyone can shut up. Right? Basically, it's a fear factory that everyone has had. Blah. Let me try and rephrase that. The Scottish Government is trying to install a fear factory in everyone's heads, to make everyone too scared to say things in case they upset anyone, and then they can be brought into court under these extreme grey area laws that have wormed their way into absolutely everything. Basically, see the way how China's people have been trained, right? The Scottish Government is trying to do that to us. That's what they're trying to do just now. So basically, see how Article 10 of the European Convention of Human Rights, the Scottish courts do not give a fuck. They don't care. Like, you can go in there and go, my human rights are being violated. They'll go, yeah, that's nice. Guilty. Like, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. She asked for a date to be set for the further hearing. Prosecutor Leslie Chambers said, I have no objection to this. Prosecutors, by the way, remember their job is not any objectivity, truth or fairness. Their job is to win. Their job is to win. Even if the prosecution know that you're innocent, their job is to put you away for as long as possible. Just like the prosecutor during my trial made up nonsense, fakery, absolute garbage stuff all the way through my trial, and then halfway through the trial, the prosecutor actually tried to increase my charge to a much more severe one, where the maximum sentence I could have got would have been 5 years in prison. That's what my prosecutor tried to do to me. And even though my judge, who was an extremely unfair person and didn't listen to any of the arguments we had to offer, even he said, yeah, you're not doing that, that's some bullshit. And luckily, you know, he shot the prosecutor's request down. Yeah, my prosecutor was not human, shall we say. Sheriff Shona McKee set a further hearing for October. Miss Miller was granted bail. How nice of you. Right, now, in regards to what Miss Miller said, I'm aware of a few of the things. I don't know all of them, so the things I don't know of, I'm not going to comment on, but the things that I am aware of, that's her right to say those things. She has a human, natural right to say those things. All she did was cause offence. She caused offence to some people whose lives are very, very cushy and very, very privileged, to the point that they think that you making jokes about them is you trying to kill them. Right? Basically, these are very, very privileged people taking away other people's human rights. That is what's happening here now. Miss Miller and I have obviously disagree on very, very, very many things. You know, her being a feminist activist and all that. However, despite the disagreements, even if it's something I completely disagree with, she has absolutely every right to say it. She has a human right to say it. She has a natural right to say it. She actually has a codified right to say it under the European Convention of Human Rights. But the problem is, we can sit here and say that all day, every day. The Scottish Government does not care. The Scottish Government stopped caring about human rights years ago. Years ago. The only thing that is going to fix this is completely voting the SNP out and replacing it with a party that actually cares about human rights. Like the Scottish Libertarians. The Scottish Libertarians would be an excellent replacement for the SNP, because unlike the SNP, we actually are an independence party. We actually are the SNP. The SNP like to pretend they're an independence party. They're not. You're not going to be independent. You're going to be in the EU, and you know what good is having your own country when it's ruled by an iron fist? I mean, I want independence. I don't want that kind of independence.